When I was diagnosed, I went in and I was 7 months pregnant. They tested my morning blood sugar and they knew immediately. They were like, wow, you're gonna have to get on insulin now. And 5 minutes later, they walked in with an insulin pen and I gave myself an injection right there.
When I was first told that I had diabetes, I was in denial for about 6 months. They tried me on 4 different pills and none of them seemed to get the blood sugar under control. And then they started me on the insulin injections. And that's where the pain started.
Pain takes over your body. And when it does, it just changes you. No one knows except a diabetic what you're going through.
Just imagine if you wanted a roll, a slice of bread, you have to count the carbs and give yourself an insulin injection.
You've got to say, am I going to eat and take an injection? Or am I going to skip eating even though I'm hungry because I don't want to have a shot?
I took so many insulin injections, I started to feel like a pincushion.
Didn't like them needles. Boy, oh boy.
It just got to be where I almost dreaded the next meal. I wanted to live normally. I don't want it to be my whole life is about diabetes. It was frustrating. I was like, there's got to be some other way I can manage this disease. My name is KK Patton. I'm founder of Patton Medical Devices and inventor of the iPort.
A lot of times when you get a new patient that comes into the office, you might get somebody who comes in and they've never been on insulin in their whole life, and suddenly they're told they have to give 4 shots a day. And that's overwhelming for a lot of people.
Patients are really on their own when it comes to managing diabetes. They often manage their diabetes without the direct supervision of a physician. They're the ones that decide whether or not they're going to take their medications.
And so if we have an opportunity to make things more comfortable, a little bit easier, that's a positive all around.
She picked up my shirt and she pressed this iPort on me. And I says, what's that? You stick me. She says, that's where you're going to put your injections through.
The iPort is a relatively new device that a patient wears. It's inserted with a very tiny needle that then comes out. So what you have is a very comfortable catheter, and that sits in place for 3 days. So any injections you're going to take, no matter how many over the course of those 3 days, goes through the iPort rather than through another site in your skin.
You don't get over having to stick your skin with a needle every day, multiple times a day.
I was taking minimum 7 injections a day.
Well, I was given 12 a day, and so that's 80 shots a week.
But now with the iPort, I put it on, and I don't have to fill another insulin injection or another stick for 3 days.
I don't even think of the insulin injections as a hurdle anymore. I'm willing to take extra injections if I need to correct my levels.
Well, I started taking my medicine like I was supposed to. I'm keeping my numbers correct, keeping them at levels that's going to keep me alive.
If people become more compliant with their treatment regimens, they're much more likely to have better control, better A1Cs, and that translates into less complications in the future.
I think at the end of the day, we all want to, keep our eyesight and our limbs. I mean, that's a fear and that's a reality. If you're wearing a port, there's no reason not to take your insulin. My main message is take control of your disease. Don't let it control your life.
Thanks to the iPort, that's what I do. I put it on and I go.
And now, the quality of my life is so different. There's nothing I won't tackle.
You can live fully and happily, and you don't have to let it be a constant burden. 1 needle every 3 days, I think anybody can deal with that.